afternoon. Welcome to PA Live, the area's only one-hour lifestyles news show. I'm Monica Medea.
The long-working Monica Medea today. We've seen you on every newscast so far here at WBRE.
Well, yeah, or in the early newscast. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
I'm tired.
And I'm a fairly refreshed Dave Kaharchik. Monica, it's a good feeling to be out there talking to our viewers, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about the show PA Live. Yeah. I wanted to share a couple of those experiences with you. First of all, this is going to be befitting for a college student. So, as you know, I'm a meteorologist by trade, and I teach a weather class up at Penn State, Dunmore on the side. And I was talking to one of my students last week, and he's like, "Hey, Dave, I saw your show." And I said, "What'd you think?"
His voice?
Yeah, I wanted to get the college kid feedback, and he said, "Well, I really don't know what you had on there, but that woman you're working with, she's pretty hot."
Oh, well.
So there's the college kid perspective, Monica. And today I was over at the Y in Wilkes-Barre, and the men at the Y approve of the show. They say it's fantastic. And the one gentleman I spoke to today says he forgives you that you're a graduate of Temple.
Oh, what? What's his name? What's his name? I'm going to find it.
He heard us chatting about the Penn State Temple football game and our little rivalry we had, and I said, you know what, I kept my mouth shut the end of last week because you didn't know if Penn State was going to fare well or not, and it was almost a loss there. So we're excited to Penn Staters anyway that we pulled that up. But great to hear from our viewers and our fans.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Well, I'm excited for today's show. All tiredness aside, I'm really pumped because the PA Live Bargain Mom's here with tips on how you can save a few bucks on something every new parent needs: diapers.
Plus, in our Your Community Live segment, it's a website dedicated to help the victims of the flood.
And Chef Ron Riley's here from Andy Perugino's in Luzerne. He's cooking a red seafood sauce for us. Boy, I love seafood, so I'm excited for this.
And I love Perugino's. I'm glad they're here on the show today. First, here's what's trending today, what people are talking about online. Basketball bad boy Ron Artest was the first celebrity booted from Dancing with the Stars last night. The elimination of Artest, who also calls himself Metta World Peace, wasn't that shocking considering his rendition of the Cha-Cha with dancer Peta was dubbed as lacking in Cha-Cha content by the judges Monday night. Content. Upon the announcement of his bouncing from the show, Artest simply smiled and thanks the show's producers before bringing out his partner Peta for one last dance. Just a quick update, too, on Chaz Bono. Many critics said he had a solid start to the show, and obviously he made it through the first elimination.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people are pulling for him, so we'll see what happens there. Well, a little more serious here. With his last chance at clemency denied, execution is set for a Georgia death row inmate. Condemned murderer Troy Anthony Davis is scheduled for execution by lethal injection tonight at a Georgia prison. He was sentenced to death for the 1989 murder of a Savannah, Georgia police officer. Now, if executed, he will be the 29th inmate to be put to death in Georgia by lethal injection. People have been talking online about this like crazy. Many supporters saying this is wrong, that there's no doubt he didn't do it, but prosecutors say ballistics evidence links Davis to the murder.
Now, Monica, when you logged onto Facebook this morning, were you one of the millions of users who cursed today seeing these latest newsfeed changes on Facebook?
Yes, I was wondering what is going on. I know a lot of the people I was talking to this morning were saying, "What? I don't understand. What's going on?"
I know you heard me complaining as well.
Yes, you were.
Facebook claims that it wants to be more like a personal newspaper for its users, with top stories most relevant to you posted on the top of your newsfeed page, followed by the most recent posts, and a real-time ticker in the upper right corner of the page that keeps you instantly updated on new material. And as we said, if you spent any time on Facebook today, I'm sure you've seen that most people were posting that they were outraged with this latest Facebook update.
Outraged, ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, up in arms. Lots of debate here. Now, that would make a great social media question of the day, but as you know, it's Email Wednesday, so we're talking to KRZ's Jeff and Amanda about their question of the week, and that's going to be: a woman is concerned that her boyfriend says she loves his dog as much as her. That's the biggest compliment he can offer her, he says. What do you think? Some people love their pets too much. Is that a possibility? Well, our first comment is in from a guy who calls himself the wingman, James Haleva. He says, concerned, that's the ultimate compliment. People love their dogs more than their children, and girls are even more into their animals. For a guy, a key to getting anywhere with a girl is through her puppy.
I don't know. I've got to go with the wingman on that one. That's pretty true, especially if the dog's been around before the girlfriend or boyfriend. So you got to put that into play. All right. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at PA Live. Tell us what you think. We may read your comment live on the air later in the